Did you know that for the past 6 months in 2024, if we were to compare with 2021, total transaction value has fallen by sharp 62%. And for the number of transactions that's transacted for Shophouses, it has fallen a sharp 70%. Hi everyone, welcome back to Talking Shop with PropertyBank. I'm Edith and joining me is Mandy.
Today we are going to talk about the topic that is dear and near to our many investors in Singapore, that is the shophouse investment. We will explore why shophouse has been such an attractive investment and where can you find them, and how far these transactions has performed over the years. We also take a closer look at some of these shophouses, especially in some iconic locations like Chinatown and Little India.
Let's go! So let's start with the big question. Why shophouses? And for today's topic, we're going to dive in only on conservation shophouses, so excluding the HDB shophouses. So these shophouses are very unique because it has a Singapore's blend of history, culture, and even the architectural beauty. So they are either comprising of 2 or 3 story or sometimes 2.5 story with attic. And we are talking about shophouses with either retail space on the ground or perhaps even also shophouses residential on the top floor, commercial use on the ground level.
Shophouses has been increasingly popular among investors because of their limited supply. Remember, I mentioned 6,500 units conservation shophouse in Singapore only. And also they are located in very prime district. And also why investors like them is because they are highly versatile. So their usage are actually quite wide. And also because they can generate very stable rental income and also a potential for significant capital appreciation, especially when Singapore continue to grow and we also continue to preserve all these heritage buildings.
Yeah, you cannot buy back history, but you can buy a shophouse with the history. So where are these shophouses? So we have the historic district, which is primarily the town area. So like Amoy Street, like your, Chinatown, Tanjong Pagar. And there's also the residential historic district. So of course, these are primarily residential on top and then commercial on the ground. And the secondary settlements. And these are the outlying area, but still very, very prime locations such as
Chuchet,
yes,
Geylang also.
Yeah, so all this. So why do shophouses continue to be attractive to investors?
Yes, because besides locals can buy them, foreigners are also eligible to purchase them.
And what's next is that because foreigners, if they buy non-residential for shophouses, they can own that piece of land, and that non-residential, there's no ABSD currently. Yeah, and with that, like landed that everybody desire to buy, right? So our locals love them, and foreigners feel that Singapore, I just want to put my stamp here in Singapore. But residential already kind of skyrocketed for the tax for foreigners. So both the locals, our foreign investors, institutional buyers are also finding shophouses that attractive scarcity in land. No ABSD for now. And a piece of history that you cannot turn back the clock, and you can buy them. So let's talk about the notable transactions, and then we can understand who's selling and who's buying. And of course, from there, we can also have a feel that are you the seller out there, and also tracking in fact, foreigners are buying.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so let's start with 51 Club Street. So 51 Club Street has been for the longest time owned as a safe asset by Liberty Insurance. So I think they are very stable and all that. It's only in recent time that they start selling and end up Chinese buyer. And then for 2 to 7 Circular Road, personally, I like that stretch of buildings, 3 shophouses. Also, and I think, 999.
Yes. And also a Chinese investor.
Yeah, but way before that, it could be already passed down as a legacy through the generations from a sold by a traditional, seller. And I think if you guys out there, your grandfather, your grandmother has passed down some asset that's a legacy. And if it is too difficult to manage, don't forget all the management costs, the maintenance
costs.
And also, to get that, sitting tenant that really preserve value for your shop house, it's hard to come by.
Yeah.
So this is hot. Let's move on to another notable transaction, which is the Real Mall. And a REIT owns it and then now sold to a developer. Yes. And looking at it, it's only 22 years balance. So I think that's also the reason for the urgency to exit.
Yeah.
So for those of you out there, if you have like 9 years and then it's running down by the lease, time to rebalance your portfolio. And then Mandy and myself, can actually help you. Next, come to Serangoon Road. So for this Serangoon Road, it used to be also owned by a Singapore family and sold to an association. And I think the association is kind of, I would say, buying because
stability,
freehold.
So stability and
to use
the value.
The premise itself as well. So I think it's a very prudent buy by the association. So I think in the past, like Keong Siak and all that, we all know.
A lot of
associations. So now, if you haven't bought anything for your association, sometimes these are very prudent assets to buy. And Duxton.
The well-known case.
Yes, the well-known one.
Alibaba founder's wife.
Yes, the wife who bought it. And that's actually for a balance 64 years of tenure. So still very attractive. And because a foreigner can buy to a class, this class of asset. So let's also talk a little bit of our own notable transaction.
Last year we have a buyer who started to invest in conservation shop house.
And it's her first non-residential property investment. So what happened was, after we actually do the analysis for the prospective buyer, then the transaction is actually below 5 million for a shop house. So we managed to find them a corner shop house.
Yes.
And that was last year, middle of the year.
Yes, correct.
And fast forward in March, the next few shop houses were sold actually way above. Today, by bankers' valuation, it's already hit 5.5 million. Seller wanted us to help to actually find a next
potential buyer.
Yes. So with that, I would also say that the reason for the sale is also that every month by month, there is this rental, the mortgage is higher than the rental. So if you are individual owner and then you kind of look into, weigh and balance, how much is your outflow? Versus how much is your inflow? How long can you wait for the, so within that we are talking about 700,000, right? Just within a short time period of 9 months for the paper gain. So do you want to wait for more, or do you, by every month you have to still service your mortgage? Yes. So I think the choice is with you. So So in conclusion, what kind of profit taking are you comfortable with?
For me, if I have 700,000 just within 9 months, I will want to start selling my shop house.
Correct. So for some of those who are like value adding, they are looking forward to a stable stream of rental income. Those people who value add, want their shop house to look pretty nice and all that, and rent to a very high rental, those will keep. So I think in terms of opinion-wise, if you look at the fallen numbers of transactions and the fallen total value, it is also an alert. So if grandfather, grandmother that you have,
if you own one that's being passed down, then probably you can find it as a chance to maybe start selling it, because of the cost of maintaining it also can be very high.
And in fact, if you notice our earlier YouTube on Chinatown, that's because of a piece of asset that's passed down to the newer generations.
Yes.
And they are all professionals, too busy to manage the shop house, don't want to talk to the tenants. So that's really high time for them to take profit and sell. Be alert with the numbers, because volume always determine whether can you hold that long. And if you want to appoint us for an exclusive, then exclusive will cut off the noise there, and we will definitely package well for you to sell. So reach us at 8333-1338. And yes, and if you are a starter, just like our buyer who bought last year, before the prices go too
up,
high
skyrocket.
Yes, which basically you have that fund. It's time to talk to us.
Yeah. So call us at 8333-1338 or drop us an email if you are too shy to talk to us at us@propertybank.com.sg.
I think shophouses are something that Mandy and myself, we really love to see the transformation and making sure that you also create your wealth.
Yep.
Yeah, so bank on us for properties.